currently 29th out of 30 teams in points allowed. If I said defense is going to prevent them from repeating, too soon?
It's not too soon.
What?
Ooh.
What?
Ooh. The reason why it's not too soon is we got to see Klay Thompson play back at that elite level. He's playing limited minutes. He's coming back from a couple of major injuries. And he's the catalyst on their perimeter defensively. They lost Gary Payton II. They're not the same defensive team they were. They're not the tallest team when Wiseman isn't in the game. Kuminga isn't giving them the minutes we thought he would be giving them as an ascension this year. So it ain't too soon. Not at all. You see Phoenix the other night? You see when Phoenix came to town, what happened? It ain't too soon.
It is not only too soon. It's blasphemous what you just said.
Okay.
Just blasphemous.
Okay.
I can't believe it. We're talking about the reigning, defending NBA champions.
Soon.
And 4 games, you're going to talk like this?
It ain't too soon.
Over the last 2 games, Klay Thompson is shooting 4 of 18 from the field. Like 2 of 12 from three-point range. You're going to tell me, a shot going all of a sudden? He got 78 games to go? Come on, Jalen. You got to be crazy. Defensively, with these young bloods, once you get them matriculated into the system, get Wiseman and Kuminga and Moody and these boys used to being on the court, and Steve Kerr and his staff coaching them, stop it. There's nothing to be worried about.
I'm clearly not denying what they accomplished. And this is what I love about sports. I saw Klay let Book know that he had 4 rings.
Yeah.
And he does. But the beautiful thing about basketball, it didn't mean nothing last night.
That's last night.
Michael Wilbon, jump in the middle. Who's right?
Well, I think they will get it together defensively because that's what Steve Kerr
Yes.
will do. But let me say this, though. Jalen brings up, hold on, Stephen A. Jalen brings up an interesting point. When you have an entirely new second unit.
They're young, Stephen A.
They're young. Are they ready to play at that level? How long does it take them? And does it take them long enough that they're a 3 seed or a 4 seed instead of a 1 or a 2?
You should be ashamed. How many years have you been covering basketball? And you,
I'm just saying.
13 year career, exceptional basketball analyst. How could you do this?
I believe they will get better.
I mean, y'all should be ashamed of
You
yourself.
got to pay attention to them. They've struggled defensively.
I didn't say
Stephen
they
A.
did it. I didn't say they did it. What I'm trying to say is we got 78 games to rectify the talking.
How much
better?
How could you say this?
How much better?
You know what? If I'm Steve Kerr, I wouldn't even talk to y'all. I wouldn't even talk to y'all. I mean, Steve Kerr can't rectify this. He got 78 games.
He got so many rings. He understands this.
Oh, my Lord.
He understands this.
I'll say this. If Klay Thompson is watching right now, he's looking at the TV going, hey, guys,
Y'all gonna pay.
remember my 4.
Y'all gonna pay.
I got 4.
He is Jalen Rose. I'm David Jacoby. We are Jalen and Jacoby. What is it that we do?
Boss up and get the people what they want.
What a weekend it was in sports. What a weekend it was for Jalen and Jacoby. We were in Detroit. We went to the Michigan game. We went to the Lions game and the Pistons game, which is where we will start. I did not expect the Pistons to put on the show that they did.
Detroit basketball.
Jalen Rose, you were going back and forth with Steph Curry, and the Pistons were going back and forth getting buckets. What did you see from this young Pistons team?
For the OGs like a Michael Wilbon who covered a sport, or just fans that I'll say are my age or elder, I was just channeling my Leon the Barber, one of the greatest fans and hecklers in the history of sports that represented the 313 to the fullest, and embodying what I see from loyal fans like Spike Lee. And when I'm sidelined, I know Steph Curry is chuckling on the inside when he hear me calling Cade Cunningham the MVP of the league, or saying, Sadiq, none of them can guard you, acting like they ain't just win the championship last year. He grew up in the game. Steph Curry's a fellow son of a gun. Literally. His father, Dale, I played against him in the league. I was just there at the NBA Finals when Steph had his career high and won Finals MVP. So to be courtside with my brother Jacoby, my daughters Gracie and Mariah, and their good friend Harper, It was a glorious sports weekend. For those that don't live in great sports cities and towns, we're going to dedicate this show to the all Detroit everything. And it's only right that the Golden State Warriors were in town, E40 was in town, everybody was there to watch the Golden State Warriors shine on Woodward. Not the Pistons, not Cade Cunningham, not Jaden Ivey. We got that win. You saw it, Jacoby.
Big win for the Pistons, but you say it wasn't all Detroit weekend, but that's not wholly true because we also went to Ann Arbor. We went to the big house where the Michigan Wolverines were hosting the Michigan State Spartans, and after an early turnover, things didn't look great while we were there. However, things turned around quickly, and our guy, friend of the show, Blake Corum, did what, Mr. Rose?
Steph Curry and the Warriors taking on the Detroit Pistons. Klay Thompson was out with rest. Third quarter, Warriors down 9. Check this out. Curry drives, gets into the paint to the rim, but instead flips the other direction. Jaden Ivey takes advantage of the poor Warriors defense. Pistons up by 11 with definition right there. Fourth quarter, Pistons up big. Ivey again from the ground. Look at that. Hits Sadiq Bey, who drills a triple. Pistons would defeat the Warriors. Steve Kerr took the podium after their loss.
The way we're playing is affecting our defense. I think it looks like a pickup game out there. So we have to get out and play with a purpose and play with some grit. And until we do, then we're going to be experiencing games like this where you just never quite get the traction you need to build momentum.
As you see right there, Steve Kerr was a little spicy coming off the Warriors' second straight loss and third on the road. And now we welcome in Anscape's Mark Spears. Mark, to you, what has been the biggest reason for the slow start from the defending champs?
Ooh, Shanae, how much time you got? Let's start with their defense. The Warriors have the second worst defense in the NBA by a hair, just a hair to the Brooklyn Nets. They're allowing 122 points per game. They're also fouling a lot. Their transition defense is bad. They've allowed 125 plus points 4 times this season. The bench rotation is also in question. They had two-way guys playing yesterday in Ty Jerome and Anthony Lamb. Dante DiVincenzo still out. Klay Thompson, as you mentioned, missed it with rest. He's still working on his conditioning. James Wiseman is up and down. They lack ball movement. Poole said they need more urgency. The spotlight is on the champs, so they got to come with a sense of urgency. So let's hope for the Warriors, Shanae, that they went out to Club Live last night, got their Miami Beach out of their way, saw Kodak Black, and then are not going to trick-or-treat in Miami Beach today and be ready for that game against Miami tomorrow, because they'll certainly be ready for them, because that was the Warriors' last win.
And before we let you go, really briefly, after their latest loss, Draymond Green said, quote, "I think our offense is killing our defense. In order to be great, those two ends have to connect." What do you think he meant by that?
Well, I mean, if you see how bad their defense is, that's certainly part of the transition defense from offense is part of that. But look, Klay has been out, DiVincenzo's out, the bench is messed up, and I think that's hurting their offense.
Well, thank you so much, Mark. We will keep our eyes on the defending champs. We know that they will likely rebound pretty soon. NBA Today will be right back after the break.